I just saw the killing of a sacred deer. How was it? It was very strange. Why was it strange? Everybody was talking like a robot. That does sound very strange. Yes, it does. Yes. The Killing of a Sacred Deer stars Colin Farrell as a surgeon who is blackmailed by a young man to kill a member of his own family before they all die of a mysterious sickness that is completely untreatable. And all the tests in the world come back saying that these people are as healthy as a horse, but that's clearly not the case, as they are all dying and he has to make a choice of who to kill before his entire family is wiped out. It's a very strange film, written and directed by Yorgos Lanthimos. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly. And a big part of the reason because the way people act and talk. If this were any other movie, I would say the acting was terrible, that it was robotic and just bleh. In this movie, though, it matches the rest of the film in feeling surreal and almost dreamlike in quality. It stars a bunch of actors that you know have the ability to act. So when everybody's acting like a robot, it's on purpose. I know that the director also made The Lobster, which I have not seen, and there's some similar aspects to how it works, but this is my first experience with the director, so bear with me on that. So first off was the people's score. How was the acting? As I said, it's very monotonish, robotic, but that's on purpose because it feels like it matches the rest of the movie. If they were acting normal, then it would actually put off the rest of the film that feels surreal and dreamlike. So the way that they're talking and acting matches it in such a way that I have to say the acting's good. 2 out of 2 possible stars. The characters, on the other hand, they won't be as memorable as they could possibly be because of the fact that they're all acting exactly the same. All monotone, all just, oh yes. I thought it was very funny. Yes, he is very funny. I laughed so hard. Everybody acts the same, so they really, really blend together when it comes down to how memorable they are. 1 out of 2 possible stars. The casting, while I like a lot of the people cast in the film, I can't really say they were the perfect choice for the movie or anything, so 1 out of 2 possible stars. Importance, there are definitely important roles in the film, however, a lot of Colin Farrell's character, his family, they all kind of blend together as far as how important they are to the story. 1 out of 2 possible stars. How about the chemistry? When you have monotone, dreamlike acting that all blends together because it's all very similar, you don't really have all that much chemistry. Because part of the problem with that is it feels emotionless. So when you have no emotion, you can't really have chemistry. But again, it was all part of the point, so I can't say they had bad chemistry. It's just they didn't really have any chemistry, and that was part of the point. So I'm just going to say 1 out of 2 possible stars. Writing score. Dialogue, I have to give full points here because that was one of the major things that they were going for from the beginning, so 2 out of 2 possible stars. How balanced it was. They focus on one story that goes on from beginning to end. 2 out of 2 possible stars for balance. The story itself, I'm sure there's some deeper metaphorical meaning behind everything. I know it's based off of a Greek poem, but I'm not familiar with the Greek poem, and everything in this film is mostly strange and confusing. With story, I'm gonna have to give it 1 out of 2 possible stars because I didn't fully understand what the heck's going on, and I still don't. Originality, can't say I've really seen anything like it before. It was interesting in that regard, so originality gets 2 out of 2 possible stars. Is it interesting? For the most part, there are definitely some interesting aspects to it when you're watching it, but at the same time, it doesn't draw you in as much as it possibly can because it wanted to get technical aspects right. Because of that, interest gets 1 out of 2 possible stars. BTS. Behind the scenes. Visuals gets 2 out of 2 possible stars, mostly with the directing and cinematography of how it looks. There's no like CGI or any kind of effects. It's mostly camera work. A lot of focus on how everything looks and feels in order to make it feel surreal. A lot of that has to do with the directing and the editing, so visuals, directing, and editing all get 2 out of 2 possible stars. I do consider it as advertised, no false advertisement there. 2 out of 2 possible stars. And as for the music, the movie starts and ends on this really strong classical score that just puts you in the mood for something strange. I will say 2 out of 2 possible stars for that. Narrative arc. There is a lot of introduction here as we get acquainted with every single character and the background of what happened, why what's happening in the story is happening. Even though you don't necessarily know how it's happening, you do know why. 2 out of 2 possible stars. The inciting incident is definitely there, but it is there too late in the story. It's about halfway into the movie when things actually start moving towards a specific direction. That's when his family starts getting ill, and that's like an hour in, which is a little bit too late for an inciting incident, but it is definitely there. So I will give it 1 out of 2 possible stars for that. Lots of obstacles, obviously. You have a family that's dying, and you don't know why, and you don't know how that's happening. You don't know how to stop it. It's mind-boggling and maddening all at once. Obstacles get 2 out of 2 possible stars. Climax, everything climbs to a culmination of everything else, and it is explosive, and it is exciting, and it is strange, and even more maddening and dreamlike and surreal, and definitely climax gets 2 out of 2 possible stars. Following action, there's not much going on. There is a slight calming down moment, but it's more about moving into a calamity that is just, I don't even know the word for it, but it's not a full following action. I will only give that 1 out of 2 possible stars. Entertainment, how entertained was I? Well, it was definitely a strange movie. I was entertained enough. It's just strange all around. Rewatchability, I can't help but say maybe, because it's such a strange movie, and I feel like if I saw it again, I might get some answers that I missed. I will definitely say 1 out of 2 possible stars for rewatchability. Fun, while I wouldn't consider the movie a fun movie, I did have fun watching it. It was something that I couldn't help but watch because it was so strange. So with that, I have to say 2 out of 2 possible stars. Do I have an impulse to buy it? Not at all. I don't think this is something that I want in my inventory, either to buy it or own it. It's just not that kind of movie for me. 0 out of 2 possible stars. Do I have an impulse to talk about it? Yes, because I want somebody to give me answers as to what happened, because I don't think I will ever know the answers to how anything was happening in the movie. I think you just have to accept it, which is maddening for me. So for that, I'll have to say 1 out of 2 possible stars. And for if it sucks anybody in, for certain areas in the film, yes, but a lot of the introduction, like I said, takes a long time to get anywhere, and that part's a little bit slower moving, a little bit more boring, a little bit strange, yes, but not enough to really suck you in throughout. 1 out of 2 possible stars there. Specialty. I'm going to start off with the genres of the film, that is drama, horror, and mystery. Drama, I will give it full points because even though it is strange, you can't help but feel this foreboding, dramatic, surreal atmosphere that the film is giving off. For that, I'll give 10 out of 10 possible stars. Horror, I do not know why that's in there. It is not a horror film, it's just strange. So horror gets 0 out of 10 possible stars. Mystery. Yes, there is a mystery. No, I don't really consider it a mystery film because with mysteries, you usually start off with a strange mystery, check, and at the end, you have an answer to what was actually going on. For mysteries, you watch the movie because you want to know what's happening. And because this movie never really gives you that answer, you're kind of left feeling empty. Empty inside. For that, I give 5 out of 10 possible stars. The actual title, The Killing of the Sacred Deer. What's that all about? What's the sacred deer? Why does it need to be killed? You have to look this up to actually get any answers because it's a really confusing title. Because while watching, there is no deer. It is certainly not sacred, so I don't know what's going on. If you look up the Greek story, you might get a little bit of insight on that, but I still don't know how the Greek story has that much influence on this one. So I'm gonna have to give that 5 out of 10 possible stars as well. Halfway decent, I would say that they did what they wanted. They made it as confusing as possible for its target audience, succeeded in what it wanted to do. So 10 out of 10 possible stars for that. If we add up everything together, we get 67 out of 100 possible stars, 67%. For me, that means Nah, it's a meh movie. It's not bad, but it is strange enough not to get the highest score rating. I don't know. Guys, tell me what you thought about the killing of a sacred deer in the comments below. As always, follow me on Twitter and tracked.tv at username IAMDWG. That's IAMDWG. And for YouTube, subscribe to me and hit that like button and hit that bell to be notified when I come out with my next movie review, which will be Battle of the Sexes. So stick around for that, and until next time, peace out.